All right, you truth addicts, this week we're going to focus on marriage and what it looks like for men. There was a time where they made it look like it was a place where men can go get peace. But inside these relationships, men couldn't find peace or love. Let's get into it.
Have you guys noticed that most married men aren't actually happy? Most married men are lying to themselves and gaslighting themselves into thinking that they're happy in a marriage which is loveless, sexless, where the woman always argues and belittles and emasculates them. Their wife endlessly nags at them while they're working full-time, trying to provide for her, for the family. Women will often victimize themselves and say that their mental load is overbearing. Meanwhile, the man has to look at the big picture, worry about the wife, the kids, working every day, endlessly paying for all of the bills, providing.
So my husband told me that he's just really on a search for peace right now, and he just feels like being away from me and the family is what's helping him to stay at peace, and he just cannot be around me. If this is something that your spouse has said, I need you to understand, number one, that what they are feeling, what they are seeking is a counterfeit peace, and number two, they are not trying to find peace, they are actually running from shame. Because of course you feel at peace when you're running from the very thing that's going to hold you accountable. When you feel shame and guilt, it's very heavy, and you don't want to be around the very thing that makes you feel those things. And this is not to justify what they're doing, because it's not okay, but I need you to understand that if we know God is the God of peace, and we know that it's only through God that we obtain everlasting peace, if we know the Bible says that the wicked does not have any peace, and I'm not saying that your spouse is wicked, if we know those things to be true, how is it that you can come into agreement with the idea that your spouse being away from you, being away from the covenant that God has given him, is actually giving them peace?
Another woman trying to define what we say we want. Itch, if you don't get out of here with all that nonsense, counterfeit peace, what kind of shit is that? This is how they think of us. Nothing we want or desire can be real to them. Like I always say, be very careful of anybody, especially women, who interject God into relationships. Because relationships is based on free will.
And I honestly can tell you that the amount of pressure and expectation that the world has on a man and a husband does not reflect the resources and the support that young men get. They're not trained to be husbands. They're not trained to take on the burden and the birthright that is being a husband in all of its facets, and being able to handle a woman at that who is just, there's just so many different parts. We just expect him to carry this effortlessly, and we judge men a lot.
A lot of men out here married that don't have wives, right? There's a lot of men out here that are married that don't have wives. Maybe she don't cook for you. She barely clean. All she do is complain. She's never satisfied. She barely satisfies you. She don't ask you how your day been. She don't try to bring ease to your mind.
Not at all.
She don't come up with resolutions for nothing.
Nothing.
She depends on you for every single thing. She doesn't appreciate you and the things that you do for her. She does not love you unconditionally. She makes everything about her.
And I finally just want to say, I finally reached the understanding of why it is hard for men to get married. Because number one, you got to cut off all your hoes. Number two, now you got to allow yourself to fall in love for real. Number three, you got to meet people's family and ask for permission. You got to buy a ring. And then you do all of that, and she can still say no. And then you get married, and if it don't work out, now she took all your money, and she took the kids. Now the kids don't like you.
Exactly. She laid out the risk right there for all men, but she still tried to put it back on men. Got to give up all your hoes. Not every man got a gang of hoes. No, stop lying. But men are starting to learn that total investment up front doesn't guarantee anything in the end. The outcomes will not look like a fantasy, only for her. You will lose money, children, and respect.
See, I believe in marriage, all that good stuff. But like, every married man I done seen that been married for 10 plus years, bro, when I tell you they look so drained, so defeated.
Damn sure.
Like, I don't know what be going on in their marriages, bro. They get so content where it's just like, bro, my wife should be talking, and I just shut up and just say yes. I don't even want to go back and forth, bro. I just let her have it. And I'm like, God damn, boy. What type of mental beating has these men have taken to the point where they're just in the point where they're like, bro, I don't even go back and forth, bro. Whatever she say, bro. I'm not about to go keep arguing about everything. I'm gonna just let her have it.
Men not only want peace, but men need peace. This is a message to my ladies, those of you who are married and looking to get married.
Never.
One of the most valuable things that you can give a man is peace. Men already go through so much outside. So when they come home, are you able to be and give them that peace? Or is your first thing arguing, fighting, complaining, nagging, yabba, 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 yabba?
Leaving because they cannot handle a good woman. They are leaving because they are tired of paying for damage they did not cause.
Thank you.
So you think you're Mr. Right? You check all the boxes. You're calm, you're consistent, you provide. And you are still getting attitude, you're still getting distance, you're still getting tested, you're still getting manipulated, you're still getting disrespected. Now you're confused because you don't get it. You don't see what it is you're doing wrong. And to be honest, it's nothing. You are simply dealing with somebody who's in defense and reactive mode. A lot of women don't hate men. They just don't know how to act when they are not being hurt.
And there it is again, making excuses for women's behavior. When will other women take full accountability for the way women behave? Always, well, she's doing this because she was hurt. Oh, she's in pain. She's this, she's that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's never she did it because she was a selfish bee. They'll tell you, oh, he was a great provider. He was a solid man. He took care of his family and responsibilities. And they still will punish him because she could say, oh, he wasn't a good husband to her. Whatever the hell that means.
So I'm watching this video and I see this woman who seems quite confused because when men say that they want peace, it's as if she has no idea what that actually means. So let me break it down. Men are not complicated creatures at all. They're quite simple, and in fact, they tell you very clearly what it is that they're looking for. They want to be able to leave the noise of the world, go into the comfort of their own home, and be comfortable, not be confronted, not constantly be yelled at or nagged for something. This isn't where you're not allowed to say, to take out the trash. This is where you can, as a whole adult, respect his space, respect that maybe he needs to unwind and not hear your mouth. Maybe he doesn't want to have to deal with any of the aggravation and storytelling from your horrific day. Maybe it's not too much to ask for you to simply come in, greet him, and give him silence and let him just bask in silence.
This is why marriage is a bad idea for men. A marriage used to give a man a stable life, a life in which he was enjoying the support of a wife, while he was providing financial security. But today the divorce rates are so high that men often find themselves having to pay half of what they've made during the marriage. And because the traditional roles of men being the breadwinners and women being the homemakers are no longer the norm, there is a lot of confusion. There's more equality, and because women work nowadays, they've become way more independent and they have less time to be busy with playing the traditional role of the wife. But men find it hard to adapt to this new role of not just being the financial provider, but also having to help around the house because the wife doesn't have time anymore to do it all alone.
You see that bullshit? They act like, when you hear them talking about traditional roles and what women are working today, they act like they just got these rights 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Women have been working for over 50 years. And they always talking about because she has a job, she doesn't have to do traditional stuff around the house. She needs him to help around the house. Who gonna cut the damn grass? Who gonna put gas in the car? Who's gonna clean the oil out the driveway? Who's trimming the bushes? Who's getting the snake out the grass? But this is just how selfish they are. That they don't even see or care about the jobs the men do around the house. The ones they do not want to do. They don't want to go outside in that hot ass sun. But men are still required to provide and do his responsibilities. But because she's so damn lazy now and can't handle what she is expected to do, she want the man to come save her. She ain't even thinking about what his responsibilities is, the chores around the house. All right, and that's it for this video. Until the next one, the truth will set you free.